What is Bitcoin doing right now? We're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart to see exactly what is happening with Bitcoin right now, doing a little bit of technical analysis, maybe a little bit of a price prediction on Bitcoin coming right up. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is James with Myself Invested, helping you make the best investment, which is in yourself. If you want to see content regarding crypto, personal finance, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, if this is helpful for you at the end of the day, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. In this video, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, as I mentioned. So let's go ahead and jump right into the charts. Okay, so we've got Bitcoin on the weekly chart right now. You can see that over the past few weeks, we have had some downside, unfortunately. And the past couple weeks, it's been a little tough for Bitcoin. I mean, people were thinking Bitcoin was going to $100,000 in December, but right now we are sitting in the 40,000s. I mean, we haven't been at these levels since September after making a nice rally up to all-time highs. If you look at this chart, you could see this little price channel I drew in a couple days ago, and we are sitting right at this prior support back in September that we had. So this is a very interesting level that we're looking at right now for Bitcoin. Let's hop over to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we could see that it is hitting this trend line. As I mentioned, prior support, I mean, we are basically right there, like right above 40,000 that we are retesting right now. So I want to take a closer look, though, to see exactly what's happening over the past few hours. Maybe we can see what direction price might be moving in the short term. So right now you can see that it looks like Bitcoin might be trying to make a turnaround here. I would love to see a turnaround right here. We've got some increased volume, which is interesting as well. We've got some increased volume on this downside, maybe looking to make a turnaround. And I want to show you something on the 1 hour chart. So on this 1 hour chart, let me take this trend line. We have some bullish divergence. Bullish divergence would show itself when we've got lower lows in price, which we have here over the past day or so, few days this week. Lower lows on the price action with higher lows and higher lows on the RSI. These are diverging. Actually, they're kind of converging. They're kind of going towards each other the way they look on the chart. But this is a sign of bullish divergence. Basically, this is a sign of a reversal, potentially coming, a reversal where we have increased momentum in the bullish case while diminishing price action. So this would be a potential place, as I've drawn in this little line here, that we could possibly see a reversal, maybe just in the short term, but nonetheless, we might be able to see some upside here. And so where do we look to see if this is confirmed? Well, we can draw a trend line, because a lot of times price action is really just determined by trends, support and resistance and trends. That's one thing that I've been learning over the past couple of years studying the charts, is that a lot of it really just comes down to price action, trend lines, and support and resistance. And then you can use a few indicators if you want. But what we're looking to see is trend line breaks. So I've drawn in this trend line here. We've got a nice trend line over the past couple of days touching these bars. We did have a wick up, But really what's interesting is when we get a close either above or below a trend line. And right here on this candle, just an hour ago, less than an hour ago, is when we got a close above this trend line. This would potentially, this is a very bullish sign in the short term because we've got a break. We've got a close above the trend line. A lot of times what may happen, sometimes what may happen is that we get some movement up and then this comes back to retest the same trend line. And if it holds, that's even another confirmation in the bullish case. So what I'm looking to see, let's even drop down to maybe, let's go the 15 minute. We could still see this trend line. We did have a wick above. So again, we have to pay attention to the difference between just wicks and actual closes above or below a trend line. So we tested it here. We came back down. We actually broke the trend line just earlier today. We got a little bit of a push up and it looks like we may in fact come back down to test this trend line. If we test this trend line, it holds and starts to make movement up again, then I would say that that's a bullish case for the price of Bitcoin in the short term. Now we could see some movement up here back into the mid 40s, but then it could come back down. But in the short term, over the next 24 hours, if we do see a retest and continuation, that would be a bullish case for Bitcoin. Now, using multiple time frame analysis, if we do see some potential upside in the short term over the next day or so, well, how does that look for some higher time frames, maybe on the 4 hour or the daily or the weekly, the monthly? That's where you start to put together some of these concepts and maybe be able to get in at a very optimized price. So it's taking the bigger picture. So it's taking the bigger picture of what the market looks like, then zooming in to a smaller time frame, and then coming back out to the daily, the weekly, and the monthly to find out, does it all fit together essentially? And we can never know 100%. If we did, then probably wouldn't be sitting here making videos. But because I like this stuff, because I like analyzing these charts, that's why I'm making these videos. And I want to help you guys to be able to learn some of the things that I've learned over the past couple of years. But this could be a very optimized place to purchase Bitcoin. And I said I was going to make a video about the Wyckoff method. And if you want to check that out, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because this could be forming one of those accumulation patterns. And I want to break down what my thoughts are. And if that is true, then this would be a very opportune time to get into, or at least to get a little bit of exposure. We still could see some downside, but we did see some of that pattern play out in the past with Bitcoin. So we might be inside one of those patterns as well. But for the sake of time, I'm going to keep this video right here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this one, and check out my Wyckoff video where I break down exactly what I see happening on the charts right now and how this could be a potential spring forward right before spring. Thanks so much. James here with Myself Invested, helping you make the best investment, which is in yourself. You guys have a good one.